It is time now to head into the chat room with NBN's Gavin Morris in Newcastle and Nine Honey's Shelley Horton in Sydney. A big welcome to both of you.
Hi there.
Good afternoon.
First up today, Bill Shorten is on the back foot after 4 federal Labor MPs are forced to quit Parliament with the citizenship crisis erupting once again. But the opposition leader is refusing to apologise for the debacle, instead blaming ALP lawyers and the High Court. Gavin, Mr Shorten has insisted no dual citizens were in his party for 10 months. Should he be taking some responsibility here?
Well, of course he should. It's his watch at the moment. And I'm sorry, but these party members, they know, they are aware if they're dual citizens or not. The problem with Mr Shorten at the moment, with all due respect, is that he's a little bit like a bird in a cage pecking away at one of those seed bells. He's not destroying it, he's not eating it, he's just making an annoying noise. The Labor Party need a leader right now that's going to destroy that seed bell, rip it all up and eat away to take advantage of those disastrous 30-plus news polls that, of course, the leadership has, well, disowned. They've had a little bit of a comeback, but that's because we haven't got a Labor leader right now attacking the situation.
Great analogy, Gav. You missed your calling in a political career. Shelley, look, this has already cost taxpayers over $11 million. What do you think?
It's ridiculous. It's just, all of it is ridiculous. I also just go, do we care if they're dual citizens? I don't. I don't understand why it's such a big rigmarole. I've got to say, though, you've got to be looking at Malcolm Turnbull now and he's just rubbing his hands with glee. Like, this is just another way to give Shorten a kick. So, look, I think it's a big hoo-ha-ha over nothing, and but they can all maybe throw seed bells at each other.
I just don't understand why it's even a thing. Can't we just change the rules? I mean, obviously they're not trying to rort it and they're not gaining anything by rorting it. They're still serving our country. They're politicians because they want to be politicians. It's a tough job. Why are we kicking people out? But and you know, so we're going to spend more money on by-elections.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it has been a hoo-ha. It's been costing so much money already and more money. Saying that, these people had to have known. If you have a parent born in another country,
of course they had to know.
You have a parent in most cases, right?
It just reinforces that thing that you can't trust politicians, that they lie about everything. It's just proof that they are lying, because there's no way that they didn't go, what about the fact that mum's from Britain? Yeah, maybe I should check that.
And the fact that Bill Shorten's on record again and again saying, nah, there's no one in the party, nah, we're all clean.
No matter who you vote for, in the end, you'll always get a politician.
So true.
Good call. Now, finally, there are calls for a 5-hour workday. A number of Australian companies are already doing it, including one Hobart-based financial firm. Their staff arrive at 9 and they're out the door by 2 p.m. Now, the idea came from a managing director who says, despite the reduced hours, his staff are just as productive as they were during an 8-hour day. Shelley, apparently employees are also taking less sick leave. They're reportedly happier. What do you think of the 5-hour day?
I think it sounds like a dream. I mean, I run my own business and I'm lucky to get 5 hours sleep, but I can see this guy's point, because when you're working for somewhere else and it's an 8-hour day, there's a lot of time taken up gossiping with your colleagues or having meetings that go on and on and on, or just dealing with constant emails. I recently went up to Queensland to a health retreat where there was no phones, so I couldn't check my emails or do anything. After a week, I know, I nearly went crazy, but after a week, I had 700 emails, and when I went through them, only 13 were important. So that made me realise that I spend a lot of time and waste a lot of time responding to emails and dealing with emails that are not actually important. So maybe this guy's got something and hit the nail on the head. Get it done in 5 hours, go to the beach.
Gavin, what do you think? Is this the way of the future?
Oh, look, I'd love it to be this. I think there's a lot in this. It's a great article. And as Shelley said, the time wasters, those staff that turn work into a whole social event. They've got to flutter around, they've got to have a laugh, they've got to have a chat. I mean, leaving enough time just to do the work. If you say to your employees, I'm sorry, you've got to be well fed before you get here. There's no going out for elongated lunch breaks, tea breaks. You can have coffee, maybe snacks. Just stay focused on the job at hand. You can accomplish a huge amount in that time frame.
But we're not robots. You know, you want to have meaningful relationships with your work colleagues because you're there every day.
Yeah, but you don't want to be hanging around 8-10 hours a day. Look, I'd rather get the job done and go home and then be social rather than go to work and be social.
Let's hope your work colleagues aren't listening to this.
I don't want to socialise with people at 9.
I do see your point, though, and I agree with you. You know, you do want your time outside work. A 5-hour day, look, I think for some businesses it would work. For others, like ours, it possibly wouldn't, because we need to be here all the time.
100%.
But yeah.
If we could just get the news cycle to go in 5-hour lots, that'd be great then.
And the point is, you still want to get paid the same. You don't want to,
exactly.
you can't live on less money. You just want to be paid the same for 5 hours. I'm all for it. I don't know why we're not doing it already.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to take a break, but first it's time to say goodbye to our Western Australian viewers. For everyone else, stick around. We have more to come in chat room, including the sporting club in trouble for posting kids' footy results online. Is it time we let our kids learn how to lose? And what have you got, Mum, for Mother's Day? We'll unpack what she really wants as a present. That's next. Welcome back to the chat room with Gavin Morris and Shelley Horton. And a Sydney soccer club is under fire for posting kids' match results on social media. Rules state the results of games played by under 6s to under 11s shouldn't be recorded and has banned parents for putting their kids' scores online. Gav, parents have called this decision crazy and they say kids know when they win or when they lose. What do you think?
Yeah, they certainly do, and they don't care. All they want to know about is, do we go to McDonald's now after the game? Look, the funny thing is, when my boy was 6, after a soccer game, I gave him the old parent speech. You know, it's all about participating. It's not about who wins or who loses. And his response was, well, then why do they keep score then, Dad? And like, oh,
good point.
Kids.
Fair point.
Good point. And I had no comeback to that, you know. And, you know, it's how kids think. But look, they honestly don't care that much. The parents care more. Let's be honest here. You know, they don't even really understand the significance of losing a soccer match 9-1. They're like, oh, well, that's just a score, whatever. We had a bad week. Next week, we'll win 10-0. Who cares? And that's how it goes during those early stages of soccer. You know, I don't think it really matters. Again, I think it's just, you know, over-parenting again. I don't think we need to worry about it either way. Put them on there or don't, because it all is meaningless in the long run.
I agree. The kids don't really care. It is the parents. My daughter played netball on the weekend and got thrashed 8-0, and the parents were crushed. And the girls went, oh, well. And we went, oh, well, if they're fine about it, we need to be fine about it too. Shelley, what do you think?
I think that we're raising a group of special little snowflakes, and they actually need to learn that there is winning and losing. And it's about when you lose, it's how you pick yourself back up again and how you then thrive and overcome any of these hurdles. I think it's about teaching resilience. So it's not about the parents. It's actually about teaching the kids that it's not, there are scores, and there are scores for the rest of their lives.
Yeah, and it's sport too, and let's face it, sport is a game, and in a game there's a winner and a loser. And as Gav mentioned, a lot of the times, at least for the younger kids and in my experience, they don't actually mind that much. So I don't know that putting it on social media, and I mean, you know, the younger ones aren't even on social media, so it is the parents,
Yeah, we're not sport shaming them. Like, it's honestly, this is important that they learn. And the thing is, they'll be watching AFL on the weekend with their parents and see that there's a score there. So it's not even going to make sense.
And it gives them incentive too, to like really give it their very best shot.
But we're just happy if they run in the right direction most of the time.
I know, right? All right, look, Mother's Day is just around the corner. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink, hint, hint. It is this Sunday, so the question is, what do mums really want as a gift? Well, one mum has suggested she hates breakfast in bed but would love a massage or a night in a hotel room alone. Shelley, do we need to rethink the modern mum's gift list?
I think you have to listen to what your mum wants. So with my mum, it's not that original, but I sort of rotate. She gets a massage one year or a facial the following year. And the thing is, she looks forward to that because she doesn't ever buy it for herself. So I know that it's actually a real treat. So it's about finding out what they like and actually giving it to them.
Yeah, it's a good point, Gavin. What have you given as Mother's Day gifts over the years? Have you had any disasters?
Oh, look, I rang up Mum and Dad just before the segment and asked Mum, you know, but Dad said, oh, well, Mum can't talk right now. She's having a nap. So she's all sorted for Mother's Day. She's not even awake to watch me on TV. She doesn't care. You know?
She doesn't love you.
She doesn't deserve a Mother's Day present. No, I'm just kidding.
Look, nothing. But look, I think what she's saying in this article, it's a great article actually, but I really think that young mums, all they really want for a really small period of time is to remind or be reminded of what it was like before the children, before, you know, careers, before everything, you know, came along. 24 hours to remind themselves of what life was like before the responsibilities of being a young mother.
We don't want to be reminded what life is like. We'll just curl up in a ball and cry.
I think it's more that the luxury of a nap actually sounds very sweet.
I agree. If I could have one thing for Mother's Day, it would just be sleep. Sleep. Sleep and more sleep. So go ahead, buy me a massage. I'll probably sleep in.
Snore your way through it.
That's what modern mums want. Thank you so much, Shelley and Gavin.
Thank
It is
you.
time now for Nine's afternoon news.